brought our horses here, Tonto.
Them plenty thirsty.
Tonto, quicksand. Easy, Silver.
Silver and Scout know quicksand very dangerous.
Animals can often sense danger before we do. 3 shots, a signal of distress.
Somebody in trouble.
It came from over that ridge. Come on. All right, come on. Mary White Cloud, age 25, killed by renegades. Mary White Cloud Indian School.
Look like nobody worked here in a long time, Kimsabe. Maybe that's why school not finished.
What about the shots we heard?
Oh.
Tonto.
Oh.
Listen.
Oh.
It come from inside building.
Oh. Oh.
Let's get this beam open. Now. Lucky for you, we heard those shots. You'll be all right. No bones broken.
I thought sure I was a goner when that ladder busted under me. The mask.
Well, I'm not an outlaw. My friend and I only want to help. What's your name?
Ben Sutherland. I'm a carpenter over at Alkali Springs.
Why were you lifting that beam by yourself?
Because I was the only one that cared about seeing Mary's Indian school get finished. After Mary got killed, why, people sort of forgot all about her.
Me understand. You not forget, you keep fresh flowers on grave.
Yes, Indian, I put 'em there. I never saw a human critter in all my days that had a bigger heart than she had.
Well, who was this Mary White Cloud?
She was a chief's daughter who was educated in the East. This school was her one big dream. She wanted to see every child in her tribe get educated. And it cost her her life.
How it cost her life?
Rich cattleman sent her 10,000 gold to build a school and hire teachers.
And these renegades killed her for the gold.
Yeah. Couple of drifters she had working for her. Steve Grote and a half-breed named Black Hawk.
Grote and Black Hawk. We tangled with them once in Montana.
Me remember them, Kimasabi. Them plenty bad men.
Did these killers escape?
Well, Black Hawk did. A month ago, they caught Grote. As a matter of fact, being hanged today in Alkali Springs.
We've got to get him to town, but he's in no shape to ride.
Me get wagon at Alkali Spring, Kimasabi.
Are you loco? Don't you realize there's $1,000 reward for you in this town, dead or alive?
I aim to stay alive for $10,000 in gold.
Gold?
Yeah. The money me and Grote stole a year ago from Mary White Cloud, only he hid it without giving me my cut.
So that's why you come back. Do you know where it is?
No, but you do. And you're gonna tell me where it is.
You're mistaken, Black Hawk. Grote's never told me where the money was. Never told anyone, and I doubt very much if he's going to, because it's 1:30 now, and at 2 o'clock they're gonna hang him.
That gives you a half hour to find out where he hid it. You better get started.
Me?
You're his lawyer.
Mistaken again, Black Hawk. You're forgetting that I was disbarred right in the middle of his trial. He wouldn't give me the time of day.
That's your tough luck. Either you find out where Grote's got that gold hidden, or I'm gonna put a bullet in you.
Now, wait a minute, Black Hawk. Don't get nervous. I'll talk to him. If I do talk to him and he does tell me where the money is, do we split 50-50?
Maybe. I'll think it over. But you double-cross me and you ain't gonna live long.
Sheriff, I was wondering if I could have a word with my client before you...
Well, I don't know what good it'll do you or him, but come ahead if you want to. Pete?
Yes, Sheriff?
Let this ex-lawyer in the gross cage. I got to get things ready for the hanging.
You betcha, Sheriff.
I ain't seen any visitors today, least of all him.
Now, that's no way to be, Grote. You know I did everything humanly possible to get you off. We just didn't have a chance with that jury.
Not with you for a lawyer.
You seem to be forgetting, Grote, that on account of you, I lost my license to practice in this town. Trying to bribe a few witnesses for you. But now I'm willing to forget all about that, because I think I've got an idea that might get you a reprieve. Maybe a full pardon.
No, who do you think you're kidding?
Well, now, the territorial governor is pretty interested in Mary Whitecloud getting that school built.
Yeah, well, what's that got to do with saving my hide?
You stole Mary Whitecloud's gold. And I thought that maybe if you told me where you hid it,
It won't work, Kylie. You'd be the last man in the world I'd ever tell.
You mean you don't want those Indian kids to have that school, even if it means saving your neck?
My neck's past saving, mister. Yeah, I'd like to help those Indian kids, sure. A guy who's going to swing, he gets to thinking. Because he don't know what's going to happen to him on the other side. But I wouldn't trust you to get that money back where it belonged, because you'd keep it and I'd hang anyhow.
You must think everyone is as crooked as you are.
Oh, not everyone. Hey, Blake! Come here! That Indian across the street over there, he was my partner.
Your partner?
Yeah, Blackhawk. He was in on that killing with me. No point in his going free when I got to hang. Well, go on out there and nab him. He's packing a $1,000 bounty.
$1,000? Hey, what are you trying to pull? That isn't Blackhawk.
I know it.
Hey, Blake!
Where's him, Blackhawk? You're under arrest.
You make mistake, Deputy. Me not Blackhawk.
Steve Grote says you are. Let's get going. Wait till I tell the sheriff about this. Gosh, maybe we'll have a double hanging.
Me know you, Grote. You outlaw from Montana.
I remember you, too. You ride with a masked man.
Why you tell Deputy me Blackhawk?
Because I want you and the masked man to do me a favor?
My friend not help outlaw who kill and rob Indian girl.
That's just it. I'd feel a lot better about getting my neck stretched if I knew that the money I stole from Mary Whitecloud would get back where it belonged. Maybe that way I'd be able to rest easier.
You right to talk like that.
I'm going to draw you a map, see? So you and the masked man can dig up that gold. But you've got to promise me one thing. You finish that Indian school with the money.
Me give you my word.
I sure took a big chance capturing that Blackhawk alive. He's a poison mean Indian, he is.
You stupid fool. That ain't Blackhawk.
But he told me.
So I made a mistake.
Open up and turn him loose. Give him back his gun and his knife. He ain't got good sense.
Me understand, Sheriff.
Well, what happened to you?
Oh, I just paid him off. Maybe you better arrest me for assault and battery.
Get him out of here. Well, it's almost time. I hope you're ready.
I'm a lot more ready now than I was an hour ago, Sheriff.
Let's go.
He's the one that got the map.
He won't keep it long.
track stopped, just like he went right straight up in the air.
He ain't got no wings yet. He pulled an old Indian trick. All we got to do is quarter around in a circle. You go that way and I'll go this way. We'll cross his path.
Now, according to Groat's map, he hid the gold in a pool of quicksand right over that ridge there.
That same quicksand pool we passed this morning.
Yes. Are you sure it was Black Hawk who was shooting at you?
Me sure, Kimasabi. And man with him was in cell when Groat handed me map.
We better get after that gold. Will you be all right if we leave you?
No, don't worry about me. I'll be all right.
Good. Groat was very clever, Tonto. If we're going to get to the goal, we've got to cross over that quicksand pool to the island.
Anybody fall into pool will die quick.
If Groat did it, so can we.
How we do it?
Got an idea, Tonto. Sailor! Come on, big fella. Good boy. Silver, come on, boy. All right, back, boy. Back. Back, boy. Go on back. Go on back. Go on. Back, Silver. Hold him, Tonto.
Time we moved in.
No, wait. Let's make sure he digs up the gold first.
I've got it, Tonto!
Let's go.
Catch it!
Back, Silver. Make rope tight. Back. Back, Silver. Everything all right, Kimasabi?
Tonto, look out!
Look out for the masked man! Drop it! I said drop it! Now the other one. Go ahead and plug him. What are you waiting for?
Gun makes noise. Now a knife. Nice and quiet. That evens up for the bad time you give me and Groat in Montana. Bye, mister! Now give me the gold.
No, we haven't got time for that now, Black Hawk. We'll do it later. Let's go.
I'm leaving. You ain't.
No, Black Hawk. Here.
Steady, Silver! Back! Back! Back, Silver! Pull, boy! Silver, back! Back! Back, Silver! Back! Back, Silver! Pull! Back! Silver, back! Tonto, you all right? I'm going after Black Hawk. Take care of him. On your feet, Black Hawk. This goal will help build Mary White Cloud School after all. But you and your friend won't be around to see it. I'll get going.
That's fine, Delbert. Well, I sure wish you men could stay around to see the building finished.
I do, too. With Black Hawk and that disbarred lawyer behind bars, I guess we owe you more than we could ever pay back.
There's our reward, Sheriff. And I only wish Mary White Cloud could have seen it. She sacrificed her life for her people. And you kept her spark of faith alive with your loyalty and devotion. Well, Tonto, it's time we were hitting the trail. Adios.
You know, those two men saved my life and saved the school. And I didn't even get that masked man's name.
Names ain't important. It's what a man does that counts. And no man's done more for the West than the Lone Ranger.
Hail Silver! Away!
Them great tribe, Kimasabi. Them Cheyenne.
We have every right to be proud of them, Tonto.
Them proud, too. Them ride with great war chief Iron Hand. That boy, Gray Feather, him chief's nephew. His horse named Wind Spirit. Passed his quarter horse in all Wyoming.
And don't forget, Tonto, there's another quarter horse named Thunder. He's been meeting all comers and beating them. Look, there he comes now.
Thunder. Him good-looking horse.
Do you notice who owns him?
Slim Wiley. No wonder him win every race. Him crooked owner.
It's been 3 years since we sent Wiley to prison. Maybe he's changed. Come on, Tonto. Let's move on. We'll rest here. Silver, how would you like to race that quarter horse? I'll bet you could beat the daylights out of him.
Me bet Scout could beat him, too. Kimasabi, tell me, where quarter horse come from?
Tonto, the quarter horse originated in Texas, my home state.
Him bred from a racehorse?
From a thoroughbred stallion crossed with a range mare. Although opinions differ on that point. But there's only one opinion on their speed.
Funny him not run fast for more than a quarter mile.
As a matter of fact, they can. But the quarter horse isn't bred for racing a long distance. Don't forget, the quarter horse is a ranch horse, bred for ranch work.
Me bet Slim Wiley's quarter horse not do ranch work. Nor Slim Wiley either. Not while him can make dishonest dollar.
Tonto, aren't you being a little hard on Slim?
Him guilty once, Kimasabi.
He made a mistake, and he paid for it.
Me not like idea of him riding into town for race with Cheyenne pony. If him do something crooked, him make big trouble between white man and Indian.
That's true. Seeing that's the way you feel about it, you better ride into town and keep your eye on Slim.
Me go now?
Tonto, I think you just want to watch a horse race.
That only part of it, Kimasabi. Me ride back right after me take a look around.
I'll be waiting for you at the top of the trail.
Just like having a grandstand seat for the race, Dad.
Yeah.
Here come the Cheyenne.
Professor Allen, my nephew say you are his school teacher, his Skamitan.
Pahonehe.
Ahonehe. It is wise you speak the word of friend in the red man's tongue.
I'll always be a friend of your people, Iron Hand. Good luck in the race, Gray Feather. Hazel.
Oh, Mark, I'm so glad you're here. I just told Dad about us, and he's taking it
Now,
very hard.
kitten, let's not go into that again.
I'm afraid I know what your father thinks of me.
No hard feelings, Professor. I knew that you was going to take the big jump someday, but I'd always hoped
You'd hoped to be a man and not just a school teacher, is that it?
As long as you put it that way, let it stand.
I'm sorry you feel that way, sir.
And so am I, Dad. And now I'll tell you what I always hoped. I always hoped I wouldn't have to make a choice between you and the man I was going to marry. Come on, Mark. I want to show you off to my friends.
I think it's so hard, Major.
She's all I've got, Ed. I had always hoped that...
Yeah, I know. All of a sudden, she changed her mind.
If it's a woman's privilege, maybe she will again.
Maybe she will.
It's a real good-looking horse you got there for an Injun pony. If you think you can beat this mare of mine, maybe I better place a little bet on it. That is, unless you're scared of losing.
Cheyenne fears nothing.
Spoken like a noble chief. Me? I got $500 to do my talking for me.
Cheyenne will match white man's money with gold. Skamitan. Skamitan will hold the Cheyenne's money. And for you.
Ain't you gonna count the Injun's gold, too?
I don't have to. Iron Hand's word is good. I better take this back up to the hotel room.
Horses to the starting line! Horses to the starting line! Horses ready! Riders ready!
They started! Come on, Red Spirit!
The Indian by a neck. Better go get the money. Cheyennes will be here for it any minute. Now, there must be some good to that boy. Otherwise, Iron Hand wouldn't trust him being the stakeholder. Indians are very good judges of character.
Better than you, Dad?
If I didn't know wrong about him, I'll admit it. But if not, I don't think that...
Where's Skamitan with Cheyenne money?
He'll be right out, Chief.
Cheyenne been waiting a long time for Skamitan.
I can't understand what's keeping him, Chief.
Dad, don't you think we better find out? Mark! Mark! Help him, please!
Hey, boy.
Mark, what happened?
He's been robbed.
Who did it, Ellen?
I don't know.
Well, can't you describe him?
Well, I'm not very sure.
Maybe he was an Indian, a thieving Cheyenne.
No, he was a white man. He was tall, heavy-set. He wore a black coat. He must have come in that side window from the alley. And he came up behind me when I went to the bureau. I saw him in the mirror.
Did he wear a mask?
Yeah, he had a bandana up to his eyes. And he carried a gun, a big one.
A little gun would scare you. What'd he say?
Well, he said, give me the money.
And you gave it to him just like that?
No, for a moment I thought of calling out. Then he pulled the hammer back, and it clicked.
They always click.
Yeah. So then you decided not to call his bluff, huh?
He wasn't bluffing.
What else can you call it? You knew he wouldn't fire his gun with all of us out there on the porch and a whole town full of armed men. He wouldn't have got out of here alive. He knew it. Why didn't you?
Let him alone, both of you. Hasn't he been hurt enough?
I guess I wasn't thinking very fast.
Takes a lot more than quick thinking in this neck of the woods. Hey, Major Holliday?
Well, it takes a lot of spunk to act after you think.
Spunk. He didn't come out west to fight bad men. He came to educate the Indians. You know that, Chief.
It's not a matter of east to west. It's a matter of boy or man.
He's right, Hazel.
No, Mark, no.
After you so obligingly handed over the money to him, then what happened?
Then he told me to turn around, and then he hit me with his gun.
He hit you with the gun.
You catch thief who steals Cheyenne's money?
You stay off my back, Injun. I got enough trouble as it is.
You marshal. Trouble is your business.
Just who do you think you are to tell me what my business is?
I am Iron Hand, chief of the Cheyennes.
You're chief of nothing. Save that for the reservation. Around here, you're just another redskin. So don't tell me what my business is.
Easy, Ed.
All right, Injun, what'd you lose?
Cheyenne win. $500.
Could have been beads, huh? Anybody counted? I mean a white man's count, not an Injun's.
Nobody doubt Iron Hand's words.
I can doubt it. I'm the law around here.
Your law is just for the white man, not for Indian.
It's just what I say it is. Now get moving.
Cheyenne want their money.
You'll get your money if and when it turns up, not sooner or not later. You just remember that.
I will remember. Cheyenne will remember.
And don't you go threatening me. Get out of here before I throw you out. Go on!
Wait a minute, Chief. Wait a minute.
Nerve of that Injun.
He's only asking what's doing.
I know, Major. I can't expect to shake everybody down here in town. Besides, I didn't lose his money for him.
You're right, it's my fault. If I'd stood up to that bandit, none of this would have happened.
It's all right, Mark.
Big trouble in town, Kimasabi. The Scamatan.
A school teacher?
Ah, Mark Allen, hit very bad.
Better tell me about it. So that's the story. Mark Allen is in trouble.
There's Scamatan now, Kimasabi. Girl right after him.
A man running away is not a pretty sight. I don't want them to see us, Tonto. Let's take cover in that brush corral.
You shouldn't have followed me.
I'll always follow you.
Not worth it. I didn't have the courage to keep from being robbed or to stay and face the town.
There's still time. You can go back.
It's no use. I can't.
All right, Mark. Then let's go on, wherever you say.
You mean you go with me?
I've made my choice, Mark. Scared boy or grown man, it's you.
Hold it, the both of you.
You're too late. Another masked man has already robbed me.
This mask is on the side of the law and always will be.
Kimasabi wants to help you out of trouble, Scamatan.
What do you know about his troubles? And what business is it of yours?
We know because trouble's our business. Mark is in trouble. We'd like to help him.
You know, Mark, I think he means it.
What difference can it make? It's too late now.
It's never too late, Mark. What happened to you happens to every man at least once in his life. Your manhood is challenged. You either face that challenge or you run away from it.
What can I do? I can't replace the money I lost. How can I face the Cheyenne that trusted me? I've already failed, can't you see?
Him see something you don't. Him see you.
You're only a failure if you admit it. A man can go down, but if he goes down fighting, he's a success. At least he's tried.
He's right, Mark. You know he is.
All I know is I always want you to look at me just the way you're looking at me now. And I'll fight for that. Come on, let's go back.
Oh, Mark.
We'll face them all. Not just the Indians, but your father, Marshal McGuire, everyone who ever tried to come between us. I thought I couldn't, but now thanks to you, I can.
I'll never forget you for this. Never.
Tonto, I think we'd better take the back road into town.
Why we do that, Kimasabi?
There's a good chance we might run into Slim Wiley. Hold it, Wiley. Get off your horse.
Well, this has got to be it. This has got to be the unluckiest day of my whole life. First, an Injun pony beats me in a race, then I drop $500. Now I got to bump into you.
I heard about the 500. What I want to know is, did you steal it back along with the Cheyenne's gold?
I never touched that money. I'm clean.
Kimasabi, now take your word for that.
You get no right to do this to me, mister. You got me figured all wrong.
Stolen money, not hunting, Kimasabi.
Check his saddlebags, Tyler.
You won't find nothing.
If you're so innocent, why are you running away?
Because they might try to pin this robbery on me. Besides, I've been around this Injun country long enough to be able to savvy a danger sign.
What danger sign?
A big war chief like Iron Hand, pushed around and threatened by a white man.
A white man?
Marshal McGuire. He not only insulted the chief, he acted like he couldn't be bothered about the missing money.
That's odd for a lawman.
Maybe he didn't mean it. But them Cheyenne are sure out on the warpath. Iron Hand and his braves lit out of here to go back and get their guns. They're coming back now to wipe out McGuire's insults.
That could mean wiping out the whole town.
You'll not have money stolen from Scamatan, Kimasabi. We search every place.
Yeah, I told you so. Now can I go?
Yes. I apologize. Good luck. Tyler, there must be some connection between that holdup and Marshal McGuire. Might be covering up his own guilt.
But him get good salary as lawman, Kimasabi. Him not need to steal.
Well, money isn't the only motive. There's love, jealousy, revenge. I think I've got it. Didn't Mark say that McGuire tried to come between him and Miss Halliday?
Him say that, me remember.
I think we'd better move fast before the Cheyennes will do something they'll always regret. Let's go.
The war party does come. This ought to hold them back for a spell.
What are you doing back in town? I thought you ran away.
I came back. I want a gun.
Guns are for men. You're back with the women folk where you belong, schoolmarm.
Never mind that. We'll be needing every finger that can pull a trigger.
Not yours. If you caused enough trouble around here letting yourself get robbed of the Indians' money.
You started Iron Hand on the warpath, treating him like dirt. Now give me a gun.
That's your gun.
Mark! Oh, Mark. Dad, help me get him to the hotel, please.
Easy, boy. Easy here. Come on, let's go.
I wouldn't do that, Marshal. I'm here to help.
Help? And why are you wearing a mask?
You'll find out soon enough. Where's Mark Allen?
Where do you expect to find a schoolmarm? He's over at the hotel with the rest of the women.
Halliday. I must ask you a very personal question. You must answer it frankly if you want to avoid a massacre here. Was Marshal McGuire ever jealous of you and Mark?
Yes, he was. He thought we were engaged. He was very bitter when I showed my preference for Mark.
That's all I want to know.
All right, men, check your guns, see if they're loaded, make every shot count. All right, masked man, it's time you told me who you are.
I'm here to tell you what you are. Disgrace to that badge and the people you represent. A lawman who robbed a tenderfoot of the money he held in trust. Just so you could ruin his future with the Indian service and his marriage to the girl you wanted.
You take that back or I'll kill you.
I take nothing back, that's the truth. Go ahead if you think you can outdraw me.
Oh, no, I'm not matching shots with any outlaw gunslinger. Now, let's see who you are.
orders, Kimasabi. Watch from top of hill. Cheyenne war party coming. Them have many guns.
You heard that, McGuire. Now, what are you going to do about it? You going to pay off Iron Hand and save your town? Now, where's the money you stole from Mark Allen? Speak up.
I put it in his own saddlebags. My saddlebag.
Why'd you do it, Ed?
I couldn't stand a tenderfoot beating my time. A school teacher.
I thought you were a man. I was wrong, kitten. All wrong.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You did help us after all.
He couldn't have done it if he hadn't come back to face up to his own problems.
Mark, where is he?
I told you he was a coward. He was too young to stay away for that Indian war party.
Me see him leave, Kimasabi. Him ride toward pass where Cheyenne are.
Well, then he's not running away. He's going out to meet them and give them the money.
Him try to save town.
He's riding to his death.
No, he's riding to his manhood. But the money alone won't satisfy Iron Hand now. He intends to wipe out a bigger debt. A debt of honor. An insult to himself and his tribe. That's your responsibility. And I'm going to see that you apologize to Iron Hand before it's too late.
No, they'll kill me.
You've got no choice, McGuire. Tonto, get his horse.
Out of my way, Skamitan.
Here is the stolen money, Iron Hand. Take it and go back.
Too late for money to buy mercy. Out of my way.
I am a friend of your people, Iron Hand. I can't let you start a war that'll destroy your tribe.
Skamitan, don't make me take your life. Get out of my way.
No, I won't let you pass.
Get out of my... Masked man, we have met before.
In peace. And we meet again in peace. Iron Hand has no need to make war. The money debt is paid. And now for the larger debt. McGuire, get down and apologize. Now.
And that's what happened, and I'm sorry.
Skamitan, Bahanehe.
Bahanehe.
You were a boy in town. Now you face Iron Hand like brave warrior. What changed you?
The masked man. Where is he?
Gone. And he never told us who he was.
He is a friend of the red man and the white. Indians call him Kimosabe. White man call him Lone Ranger.
Hail Silver! Away!
Kimasabi, me find last week newspaper down by spring.
Yeah, it must be from that wagon train that camped here last week.
But it have news a friend from Forgan's Flat, Kimasabi. Listen. Honored Mr. and Mrs. All shirts washed free for 1 week, start May 1st. So you come clean to Chinese wedding of Li Po and Miss Ma Lin Soon.
Li Po?
Him our old friend, Kimasabi.
Our good friend, Tonto. So this is Lee's wedding day.
12 o'clock, right after stage come in with bride from China.
We can just make it. We'll take a shortcut over to the stage trail.
We go to friend's wedding?
Tonto, I wouldn't miss it for the world. Let's put out the fire.
All right, driver, get your hands up. All the way. Get outside and keep your hands up where I can see them.
This is the end of line for you, China doll.
Fellas are making a mistake. She's just a letter bride coming out here to get married. She's got no money. She don't even speak English.
We got company, brother.
Stagecoach breakdown, Kimasabi.
No, it's a holdup. Come on.
Come on, make yourself comfortable, doll. Let's go.
Head for Furnace Creek.
Straight ahead.
One step nearer, she's done for. You follow it, she got a dead gal. Savvy? Now get back down that road. Make tracks, both of them.
We have no choice, Tonto.
Them crazy men. They'll kill her for sure.
Get back down that road where we can see you.
All right, mister. I'm taking you at your word. But if anything happens to that girl, I'll track you down if it's the last thing I ever do.
Come on, let's get back to the cabin.
It's only the beginning, Tonto.
Kimasabi, why you think them take Lee Po's girl?
That's what we're going to find out. It's what I think it is. It should be torn out by the roots. Come on.
What you thought you be for, Lee Po?
Stage, she late today, but Lee Po not jumpy.
Oh, no, you're like a lizard on a hot rock.
What's the matter? Are you afraid your mail order bride missed the boat?
Maybe you folks forgot to tie your ticket on her. No taking no surety, huh?
They not forget. I sent ticket. She come long way just for me.
Stagecoach are coming. Stand back, folks.
Hitch up your prices, Lee. Here comes the bride. Hold her up, China boy. She's bashful.
She not here. Mr. Driver, where Chinese girl? You know bling her?
I bling her all right. A couple of road agents jumped me about 20 miles out of town. They took her.
Hold up.
That's right, Sheriff.
What happened? They run off all your passengers?
Oh, no riding passengers except the China gal.
And you let them take her without firing a shot?
Oh, my hands wasn't in shooting position. Besides, I'm not going to risk my neck for no...
You mean for a Chinese girl?
I mean what I mean.
It's your sworn duty to protect your freight, and that includes human freight, no matter what the color of their skin is.
Mr. Sheriff, she all alone. They kill her.
I'm swearing in a posse right now, Lee. You go back to your laundry. We'll do everything we can.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Sheriff.
Too bad, Lee.
Ain't it awful?
Yeah, just awful.
Keep your head up, Leepo.
Mr. Ranger,
Hello, Lee. We're mighty sorry.
my friends, what you do here?
We saw the holdup. Came as fast as we could.
Why they do this to me?
I think I know, Lee. The lowest reason the human heart is capable of.
Little boy, throw rock, Kimasabi. Me catch him?
No, Tonto. Let him go.
We don't want a lot of Chinese kids in camp. If you want to see your girl alive, get out of town pronto.
Just what I thought, Lee.
Children don't like Li Po. Throw stone.
They don't know what they like except what they're told. Someone put that boy up to this.
But why?
Because their skin is a different color than yours. It's as simple as that. You see, Lee, children have no prejudice. I've seen them at play. Yellow, red, black, and white. They don't know there's any difference. They have to be taught prejudice by their elders. By people who can only feel big by making others feel small.
I go right away. Then maybe they let her go.
That's just what you won't do, Lee. You can't run away from prejudice. You've got to fight it. It's the American way. And there are plenty of people in this town who will fight it with you. There they go, Lee. The decent people who are on your side. You stay here. Keep your eyes and ears open. Write down the names of anyone who advises you to leave town for your own good. Just sit tight. You'll hear from us.
Me sit tight. Me good American.
Silver, what is it, boy?
Him smell something, Kimasabi. It's not smoke.
You're right, Tonto.
It's tar. Come on.
Why you bring me here? Why you boil tar? What did Li Po do?
You're starting a family, that's what. And pretty soon others just like you'll be doing the same thing. And before we know it, half the town will be wearing pigtails and working for rice money.
You're hitting the trail, China boy, wearing a nice warm overcoat of tar and feathers.
Wait here.
Because we wouldn't want you to freeze in the mountains, understand?
I don't understand. Keep your hands away from your guns. Li Po.
Who are you and what are you doing in that mask?
This mask is on the side of the law. What about yours?
Look, mister, you're a white man, ain't you?
What's that got to do with it?
We're just teaching this China boy a lesson, that's all. We warned him to get out of town.
You warned him.
It's our town, ain't it?
You don't even represent it. You're just a gang of hoodlums who sneaked out at night to commit a cowardly crime.
What's wrong with getting rid of a Chinaman anyway?
I'll tell you what's wrong with it. Chinese are people. Human beings. They have the same right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness that you have. They were brought here to help build this country. They've done most of the dirty work that white men wouldn't even touch. They dug our ditches, washed our clothes, and they helped build the railroad that opened up this great country of ours to settlers.
Chinese are rice eaters. They work for nothing.
They take the bread out of white men's mouths.
If you ask me, tar and feathers too good for 'em.
I am asking you. And you. And you. Tonto, get our horses. Li Po.
You no drink coffee, Kimasabi? You're very quiet. Something trouble you?
I was just thinking how they'd like a new laundryman in Forgan's flat.
But they don't want Chinese laundrymen.
You're right, Lee. I wonder how they'd accept a Swede.
Oh, Yuli. Yeah, that's good girl. Me yump and Yemeni, this knee she sure go out of joint. I'm looking for a job. You need good laundry man in town?
Sure do, Swede.
Yeah, that's good, because old Swan here, he need job.
You better see the sheriff. He put the key in the lock. His office is right up the street.
Well, thanks, gents. Thanks. Howdy, mister. You Bane Sheriff?
Yep, I been. What can I do for you?
I'm Sven Olsen. Darn good laundryman, looking for a job.
Oh, you are you? Well, I think you've come to the right place. Got any references?
Yeah. Sven got good reference.
A silver bullet? Only one man I know carries bullets cast from pure silver.
That's right, Ike.
Yeah, you old Svenska rascal, you. What are you doing here and in that get-up?
I'm looking for the men who stole Lee Poe's girl and ran him out of town.
Oh, you've got your work cut out for you, mister. I've been out with the posse, and we couldn't find hide nor hair of them.
They're right here in town, Ike. And I think I know who they are.
You do, eh? Got any proof?
You just open that laundry up tomorrow, and I'll have your proof. Hurry. Tom, you help Lee Poe get a fire started. Sheriff Kane has let the townspeople know that this place is open for business. We've got to be ready for it.
This key is for both doors, front and back. Good luck.
Thanks, Ike. The first lead I get, I'll come straight to your office. Now listen carefully. I'm supposed to be here alone. When you hear the front door jingle, don't make a sound. Stand stock still.
Me no, Kimisami. Me Billy quiet.
Good, Lee. Your girl's life depends on it. Tonto, you lock the back door. I'll take care of the front.
Howdy, gents. By George, that bell ain't stopped ringing for 2 hours. Sven Olsen got plenty big job.
Plenty of work here for a white man.
Well, good. That yours fine. You got big wash. Yumpin' Jiminy. The shirt, she's sure dirty. Feels like tar. Smells like tar, too.
That's what it is. We got it all over us. Yeah, tar on the roof.
Sven can't promise to get it out, but he'll just run over to store and get some naphtha.
Good idea. That ought to take care of it.
Yeah. The sneeze, she yosh like cat. When she's in, she's out, and when she's out, she's in. Well, Sven here all alone. You fellas watch door. He'll be right back.
Go ahead, sweet.
Hey, what's that?
Somebody's in there.
Well, he said he was alone here. Lee Poe, that engine.
Very nice. Thank you, Mr. Flyleaf.
Ain't that the engine was with the masked man that broke up our tar party?
That's him, all right.
Where's your partner?
Me not know.
Don't lie to me. We got a score to settle with him. Tell us or we'll knock it out of you.
Come on, Lee Poe.
Where is he? May not know. This is your last chance, Indian. Where is he?
He couldn't get naphtha, so I brought Sheriff instead. Thanks.
What is this?
You're under arrest, all of you.
What for?
Abduction, assault with intent to commit bodily harm, and anything else we can think of. Out.
You can't prove anything on us.
No. I can identify these shirts by the tar I slapped on them.
You?
That's right. And Lee Poe can identify them by his own Chinese laundry marks.
Think you're smart. Much good it'll do you. You'll never see that bride of his again.
Why not?
Because I sent word not an hour ago to get rid of her, that's why.
Why you do it, Mr. Forgan?
Because I hate old dirty foreigners, that's why.
Talk.
Go on, do anything you want. I won't tell.
Wait a minute, Forgan. We didn't figure out no murder.
Shut up, Friday.
Kimasabi, maybe this one would like to talk.
All right. All right, I'll tell where she is.
What's the matter with Forgan? Is he crazy or something?
He's just hipped on the subject of foreigners, that's all. But his money ain't crazy. You want it, you do the job. You don't, I take it back to him. Make up your mind. And I'll tell Forgan the job's good as done.
All right.
It's a good thing you don't savvy English, China Doll. You'd be mighty unhappy along about now. I'll just keep talking to her real easy. You go out the front door, pick her off from the back. Now, what are you waiting for?
You know I ain't never gunned down a woman, Ray.
Look, we took his money.
Look, she ain't even armed.
You're getting kind of finicky in your old age, ain't you? All right, have it your own way. I'll just mosey up close to her where she can grab my gun. Then she'll be armed.
All right, but keep talking to her. Bye, China Doll.
Say something, baby. Even if it's in your own lingo. You know, ching ching Chinaman, chow chow chow. Something like that. I don't know whether she's going to go for this, Ben. But if she don't, we're going to have to take her for a walk along the cliff. Giving her every chance, Ben. Just the way you wanted it. Ain't even looking down. On purpose. So it's up to you, Ben. Watch your hand. And me, too. Stand back to back. I'll cover the front. We got him. Come in.
Drop your guns. All clear, Tonto. Pick up their guns. They'll never need them again where they're going. Here's two more for you, Sheriff. The Boone brothers.
Good. I've already got Jenny Fisher in jail. Friley made a full confession. Lock him up.
I only hope the rest of the town people profit by this experience. There's no room in this country for racial prejudice. It just doesn't belong.
Kimasabi, what will Po do?
An old Chinese custom, Tonto.
你好啦嘛，你冇事啦嘛。
好好，冇事啦。嗰個人帶呢個係邊個啊？
What's she saying, Lipo?
She say, "Who is man in mask?" I tell her, 呢位先生係我哋嘅好朋友，依家佢係你嘅朋友添。佢個名叫做 The Lone Ranger。
Hail Silver! Away!
Kimasabi, come, quick. Look. Him go toward Fort Picacho, but him take Winter Trail.
You'll never make it. Come on. The girl.
Fire getting low, Kimasabi. Me get some wood.
I'm all right now. My horse was frightened by a snake, I guess. I want to thank you very much.
Does my mask still frighten you?
Nothing in this West frightens me. Everything astounds me. But that's not the point. I must get to Fort Picacho tonight.
Well, Miss Edwards, why is it necessary to reach the fort tonight?
To prevent a murder, that's why. A cold-blooded murder. Oh, you're West. You're stupid, blundering, brutal West.
Would you mind telling me about it? I may be able to help.
The Marshal of Panamint. He'll be shot down tomorrow, killed by a gang of outlaws unless something is done. I must get to the fort and call out the troops.
Well, getting to the fort wouldn't help. You see, the troops can't interfere in a purely civil matter.
Civil matter? Criminal matter, you mean? Oh, you men. You're all alike. Talk, talk, talk. Can't somebody do something?
Get your hands up. Preach! Are you all right, sir, honey? I followed your trail as fast as I could.
Of course I'm all right, Roy. This man saved my life.
This outlaw, you mean?
Believe me, I'm not an outlaw.
Look, I'm Marshal of Panamint. I only believe what I see. Now take off that mask.
You drop gun.
It's all right, Tonto. He's a friend. See, Marshal, this mask is on the side of the law. It's helped others. Maybe it can help you. Suppose you tell me what happened.
I reckon I got no choice.
Go ahead, Roy. Tell him. Let him see how idiotic a town full of men can be when they set their minds to it.
Well, mister, I only been marshal less than a year. I got my badge about the time Sarah here came out from Boston to teach school.
I engaged to teach children. Had I known the whole town needed educating, I would have stayed home.
Panama was a law-abiding town before Joe Hunsaker moved in.
I'm coming to that. I arrested one of Big Joe's men last Saturday night, a gunslinger named Sonora Kid.
Him bad medicine.
Plenty bad. I threw him in jail. He's there now, waiting trial.
What's the matter with that, Marshal?
Just this. This creature, this Big Joe, whatever his name is, sent word into town that if the Sonora Kid is not turned loose by noon tomorrow, he'll come and get him. And if Roy stands in his way, that'll just be too bad for him.
Well, certainly Roy's not alone. He must have the townspeople behind him.
Too far behind him, if you ask me. Just let me tell you what the good citizens of Panama did to meet this challenge. I know.
Order! Order! Quiet now. Charlie Matthews has the floor to give us a businessman's point of view.
Judge, folks, let's face this calm and sensible. Big Joe means what he says. He'll ride into town tomorrow, his gunman with him, and they'll take the Sonora Kid out of town to do it. So I say, let's beat him to it. Let's let the kid go now and save our property. And maybe some lives.
Now, just a minute. I listened to all the guff I'm going to. You back down now. You let Big Joe know you're scared. And him and his gang will move in on you sure as shooting, and I mean shooting. Why, he'll take your property and your lives, too, if you as much as let out a squawk. I say let's call him. I say the kid goes to trial.
Order! Order! Quiet. Cal Ames has been trying for 10 minutes now to get a word in. Yes, Cal.
I know how you feel, boys. As banker and Wells Fargo agent, I've got more to lose than most of you. But I'm on Roy's side. Marshal Bell is the law. And if he says he can deal with Big Joe Hunsaker, I say let him deal with him. Besides, Roy's no slouch with a gun.
I got a good chance.
Chance? What kind of a chance has an honest man got against a gunslinger that makes a business of killing? Justice isn't a matter of chance, it's a matter of right and wrong. And you don't decide that by who draws the fastest gun. Just leave it to chance often enough, and there won't be anyone left but thieves and murderers. All the honest men will be dead, shot down in one vast, insane shooting gallery. But they wouldn't listen. And you were the worst of the lot.
Did you suggest anything to do about the situation, Miss Edwards?
I surely did. It's as simple as ABC. When Big Joe rides into town tomorrow, let every man that owns a gun take cover. Then from the windows and the doors, shoot him down like the mad dog he is. Kill him before he kills anyone else.
You mean bushwhacking?
From hiding, without even giving him a chance to draw. I told her it would be cold-blooded murder, even against Big Joe.
It would be nothing of the kind. It would be execution. Pure and simple. The execution of a known killer.
Roy isn't an executioner, Miss Edwards. He's a marshal. And a marshal can't shoot a man down in cold blood.
Then what's your solution?
I want you and Roy to go back to Panamint.
Back to Panamint? And let Roy face that killer alone?
I promise you, Roy will not face Big Joe alone.
Look, stranger, I don't need any nursing. Thanks just the same. Big Joe don't scare me. Now, come on, honey.
Don't honey me. Go on and get yourself killed if you want to. I don't care. Why did I have to let myself in for this? Why did I have to fall in love with an infant? All spunk and no brains.
Oh, now, honey, you...
Oh, Roy.
Scratch like wildcat, purr like kitten. You think him have two women in one.
She'll scratch to save him, purr to please him. He's a lucky man, Tonto. We've got to see to it that Big Joe doesn't change his luck. Come on. I'm sure of it. And equally as sure he's the key to the whole situation. We've got to find out who he is. Come on. You follow the creek. We'll meet back here later.
Come on, Injun, let's go.
I hope nothing goes wrong, Joe. What could go wrong, Cal? This is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Get in the house.
What are you doing here, Injun?
Caught him sneaking up the canyon.
What are you doing here, I said? Who sent you?
You know, Brad, I think this poor fella's got something stuck in his throat. Take him over yonder and see if Tom can get it out.
Now, mind, you don't have to kill that marshal, Joe. Just lay him up till we're through.
Fella gets used to shooting straight. Ain't so easy to aim crooked, Cal. Just you leave it to me. When's that big gold shipment due in?
Early next week, maybe Wednesday. No later.
Perfect. Couldn't be better. Bye, Cal.
Joe.
You better talk, Injun, while you've still got a face to talk with. This is your last chance, Injun. Spell it. You hot yet, Tom?
Plum white.
I talk. Now, who sent you?
Tonto.
Now, Brad?
What do you say? What's it mean?
Some Indian lingo. How about it, Brad? Now?
Yeah, go ahead. closer. Come on.
Going back in, Tonto. We've got to find out what Big Joe is up to. Set up a camp. Hide the horses as far back as you can.
May do that, Kimasabi.
Right.
You fellas was plumb tuckered out. Getting ready to go Betty by.
Me, I couldn't go to sleep. I got to wondering. How come we didn't see nobody where them shots come from? Well, sir, I went to look. Here's what I found.
Silver bullet. The Lone Ranger. If he's mixed up in this, it changes everything. We won't ride into town tomorrow.
Of course we're riding in. When we get another chance to stop that meddling buzzard for good and all. Tom, when we ride in, I want you to pay attention to nothing else. Just plug him. Just him, you understand?
It'll be a pleasure, boss.
There isn't time to explain. Big Joe's riding in at 10 o'clock.
Where's Roy?
I don't know. This room faces south, doesn't it?
Yes, why?
I just wanted to make sure.
Now what?
Don't let anyone in. Don't make a sound.
Sarah, honey, you there?
I don't know why I'm...
You won't regret it. Now listen carefully on what you're to do. Many lives may depend.
Riding like he'd been sent for.
Big Joe's riding in. I seen him crossing the dry wash at Avery's.
From Avery's? Well, they should get here about 10.
Where is Roy, anyway? If he's left us in the lurch, he should be run out of town.
All right, all right. But I just don't believe old Roy's yellow dog, but that's all.
Me neither.
Roy's got something up his sleeve, you'll see.
He'd better have.
Anybody seen Sarah, Miss Edwards, this morning?
Marshal Bell. Instead of worrying about A young lady who's probably safe in her room. You'd better give a little thought to your duty.
Well, there's plenty of time.
There are precisely 8 minutes of time.
How come you're so sure of that?
Why, everybody knows, Roy. Big Joe's outfit passed Avery's 5 minutes ago.
All right, he comes, I'll handle him. I'll handle him. But you all listen here. This isn't only my fight. He's riding against the town. I'm no army. I want some deputies. Well, come on. I got a pocket full of badges. Who'll pin them on?
Well, I would, Roy, but I'm a family man.
Me too, Roy. I just can't risk it.
Give me a badge.
Down at Brownie's.
They got to pass here to get to the jail. Now, John.
Yes, Roy?
You stand here. Open the door when I tell you to. Leave it open, but stay out of sight.
Right.
Mr. Ames, wait till I go down the steps, then come out on the porch. Keep your hand close to your gun, but don't draw. Understand?
I understand. I know what to do.
They're here.
Now, John.
Hold it, Marshal. Don't try to draw. Everybody be quiet and there'll be no bloodshed. You, out in the street.
Me? You mean me?
There's a law against carrying guns in this town.
No, tell me about it.
You heard what I said? I'm coming for yours.
You hear that, boys? He's coming for my guns. Never mind. I'll handle this myself. Don't nobody mix in.
I'm not going to let him do it.
Oh, better you stay inside.
But it's not his job.
Him help you.
I still don't know how he did it. Took Big Joe with his own guns.
He was helped, darling.
Help?
From on high.
On high? What do you mean?
Tell you later.
Well, can't you even tell me his name?
Well, they call him the Lone Ranger.
Hail Silver!
This here spot ought to be all right, Clint. I'll ride over to them trees there a ways. Train ought to be stopping right about there. Now, you all put them signal torpedoes on the tracks like I showed you. It's got to be done right so the engineer figures it's the real thing. Oh, now, boy, you ain't scared, are you? Oh, don't be. You just do like I told you, and you'll be all right. I'll have that Yankee in my rifle sights just like I've been planning, for both of us. You and me's gonna get even, Clint. That's the way we want it, ain't it? For what they done to us?
Yeah.
Shots, Kimasabi.
No sounds louder than that. Come on.
Follow me, kid!
Tonto, go after those men. I'll try to stop the train.
Reckon that does it, Frank. Anything else you all want to put in the report to the Home Office?
No, that should take care of it. Well, put Hank Rowe in the cab on number 7. Tell him to get it started. We're behind schedule already.
Yes, sir. Well, Tonto, what'd the doctor have to say?
The engineer not hurt bad. Him be all right.
Well, thank heaven for that.
Whatever those men were, they meant business. That attack was well planned, even to using signal torpedoes to stop the train.
Oh, it's probably some disgruntled passenger not satisfied with the service I've been giving.
You're a brave man, Frank, and your war record proves it, but this is no laughing matter.
I know that, my friend. I appreciate your concern. But I've been shot at too often to be frightened now. Besides, I've got a railroad to run.
Frank.
Win Harkey.
What's wrong, Kimasabi?
Trouble just rode in, Tonto. You know them fellows, Mr. Miller?
One of them, Ed. The big one. I'm afraid you're right about this not being a laughing matter.
Harkey plenty bad, Kimasabi. You want me watch hotel?
Yes, Tonto. If they head this way, warn us immediately.
And you say Harkey was one of Quantrill's raiders?
One of the most vicious of the pack. They weren't soldiers, they were renegades. I commanded the federal force that wiped them out in Kentucky. Harkey swore then that he'd get me.
Then he must have been the one that shot at you on the train.
Looks that way. But I can't figure why he'd be riding so openly into town.
Well, I thought Hockey still was in federal prison.
So did I. You think he escaped?
I don't know, but I intend to find out.
Wait a minute, I'll go with you.
Just a minute, Frank. Sorry, with you, Tonto and I would like to handle this.
Look, my friend, you and Tonto have fought enough of my battles. Why, without you two, there wouldn't even be a Miller's Junction.
Yeah, and the folks in this town ain't never going to forget that either.
Well, we're glad we could help. I know you don't need anyone to fight your battles, Frank, but we'd like to take Hockey without any gunplay if possible.
Well, all right, if you think that best, but be careful.
It sure feels good to get out of the saddle, don't it, kid? One thing about these Yankees, they sure know how to build soft beds. Almost as soft as their heads, I reckon. Hey, what are you so jumpy about, kid? Ain't nobody gonna do nothing about us being out here. We're as free as a Georgia sunshine. Nobody knows it was us that stopped that train. And we're gonna enjoy this northern hospitality until we finish what we came here for. And there ain't no hurry about it neither.
No, sir. We're going to let that Yankee major squirm a little, eh, boy?
You all right? Ain't nothing hurting you, is there?
Move easy, Harkey.
Ain't that exactly what you'd expect in a Yankee town? Busting in on a couple of peaceful men? What's on your mind, boys? If you come to rob us, you're out of luck. We southern fellas are real poor.
We haven't come here to rob you.
Then what are you here for?
Just checking. You're a long way from prison, aren't you?
That any of your business?
Skip criminal our business.
You're working on the wrong information, man. I've been released.
He's right, Tonto. It's a legal parole.
Then why you come here?
Any law against a man riding where he wants?
This peaceful town, Harkey.
Due to the efforts of Frank Miller.
Miller? Who's Frank Miller?
Let me refresh your memory. He's the major that captured you when you rode with Quantrell.
That right? He's here in town? Well, what do you know? It's a small world, ain't it?
Someone tried to kill him just this morning.
Well, looks like a lot of people don't like Yankees, huh, Clint? Clint and me here hates them. We hate them deep down and always will for what they've done to us.
War is over, Harkey. Frank Miller only did what he had to do as a Union officer.
And now, that's very nice. Me and Clint here's going to do what we got to do, too.
It's peacetime now. Men have to forget their differences. Work together. I don't agree with what you did with Quantrell. You're free now. Give yourself a break. Forget the past.
I ain't never going to forget the past. And I ain't going to let him forget it neither.
What about you, son? What hold is this man over you?
He? My brother, that's what.
Is that any reason to make him like you? Maybe he thinks differently.
Clint and me thinks the same on everything.
What about it, son?
He ain't going to answer you, mister. He ain't going to answer nobody ever. A Yankee's bullet took care of that. Went clean through. He's been in the hospital ever since the war, and from now on, he's thinking and feeling just like Art tells him to. Ain't that right, Clint?
Other men suffered from the war, Clint. Men on both sides. That's how war is. But that's no reason to carry your hate.
What do you want him to do, thank him? Maybe he should get down on his knees and say, "Thank you, Mr. Yankee. Much obliged for shooting my throat to bits so I can't talk."
I don't suppose there's much that'll change your mind, Harkey. Hate like yours runs pretty deep. But don't try to drag your brother down with you. Give him a chance.
Like the Yankees did, maybe? They fixed him up good. They fixed him up so he ain't fit for nothing. Can't talk, can't hold down a job. He's just plumb useless, to himself or to anybody. Useless. If it weren't for me, he might just as well be dead, and he knows it.
That's not true, and you know it. He's got 2 good arms, 2 good legs, and a mind.
You bet your life he has, and he's going to use them, too. Doing just what Art tells him to.
And you'd better tell it to him straight. If anything happens to Frank Miller, the both of you will answer to me.
Oh, now, boy, you didn't let any of that hogwash get to you, did you? Look, Clint, you and me's going to do all right. And I ain't going to let nothing happen to you if you just do like I tell you to. You hear? You all hear?
Got a match?
Well, I'm fresh out, partner. Hey, fella, got a match? Got a chaw, maybe. Where you from, stranger? You're kind of unfriendly like, ain't you?
Where we come from, bub, man asks a civil question, he expects a civil answer.
Looky here, boy. I'm just as stubborn as you are. I don't cater to being snubbed. I'm going to get an answer out of you if I've got to shake it out of you. Talk.
Come on, talk! Keep us happy.
Hold it, mister.
You stop.
You all right, son? What's this all about?
Ask him. Maybe you can get an answer out of him. We couldn't.
He can't answer. He was injured in the war.
Oh, I'm sorry, kid. I didn't know.
Me too, partner.
Don't think too harshly of them, Clint. It was thoughtless, but not intentional. I'd like you to do me a favor. I want you to give me a chance to prove that your brother is wrong. I want to talk to you alone. No, your brother doesn't have to know. We'll meet just east of town by the big tree. I know you've had a tough time of it, Clint, but you've only lost your voice, not your reason. I think I can help you if you'll only give me a chance.
He won't let you nothing, mister. Not if I got anything to say about it. You just leave him alone. We don't want nothing to do with you, do you hear? Come on, kid.
You think him listen to you, Kimasabi?
I hope so, Tonto. I'll know this afternoon. Silver looks like he isn't coming. Hello, Clint. I'm glad you decided to give me a chance. I'm going to try to show you a few things. All you have to do is look. The decision is yours. All of that was once a barren desert until the railroad came. The railroad brought people, machinery, tools for making things grow. Frank Miller was the man behind the railroad here. Built some of it with his own hands, some of it with borrowed money, all of it with his heart. He worked shoulder to shoulder with men who were once his enemies. Frank Miller is the man your brother wants to kill. See those two ranchers there? I met them once. One of them was a Confederate captain, the other a Union corporal. They've joined forces now in a common cause. Feed their families and to rebuild a torn country. It's the same everywhere, Clint. Hatred and bitterness brought tragedy to this land. Now, with God's help, goodwill and tolerance are repairing the damages. Those farms were made by good neighbors. Yanks, Rebs, working together for the good of all. It's the only way, Clint. Believe me. Clint. Just one more thing. There's someone in here I want you to meet. Oh, Frank. I'd like you to meet a friend of mine, Clint Harkey. Clint, this is Frank Miller, the man I was telling you about.
Pleased to meet you, Clint.
I'm sorry with you, Frank. I'd like to show Clint around a little.
Not at all. Glad to have you.
Thanks.
Hey, that's our signal, and Ned isn't here to take the message. Say, my friend, you...
Clint, do you know Morse code? Might be important, son. Take it down.
Well, doggone, it's about time I got a little help around here. You know, I've been telling you, there's too much work around here for a little old boy from Mississippi.
Always complaining.
Ed, shake hands with Clint Harkey.
My pleasure, son. Understand you're all from Georgia. Well, I always said Mississippi was the garden spot of the South, but I got to admit it's real nice in Georgia, too.
This is a confirmation from an order up north. Much obliged, Clint.
Ed, lucky for you, Clint was here.
Well, it takes us Southern boys to show 'em how it's done, eh, Clint? Say, where'd you all learn the code? Oh, yeah, I know about you, Andrew. Well, just tap it out for me there with the pencil. Oh, in the Army, huh? Well, say, you know, we sure could use you around here. Yes, sir.
What about it, Frank? Job open?
Sure it is. How about it, Clint? You think you'd like it here? A lot of real nice folks in this town.
Clint. Wait a minute, Clint. Can't you see how wrong your brother is? There are a lot of jobs you can do. Honest jobs. Think it over, son. You've got your whole life ahead of you. It can be a good life. Got your whole life ahead of you, Clint.
He ain't fit for nothing. Can't talk, can't hold down a job, plumb useless.
You've only lost your voice, not your reason.
You and me gonna get even, Clint, for what they did to you.
Forget the past. Forget the bitterness.
He can't do nothing.
It can be a good life.
Can't do nothing. Come on, boy. Wake up. We got things to do. We got us a little old Yankee major to kill. Yes, sir, we let him squirm just long enough. Today we're gonna do what we come to do, and it's gonna be a real pleasure. Yes, sir, a real pleasure. What's the matter, kid? Come on, what's on your mind? No? No what? You mean you're right? I could see it coming. Last night I could see it coming. You can't talk, so you let your conscience do it for you. Well, let me tell you something. That masked man may have put a bug in your ear, but you can bet your life it ain't contagious. That Yankee major's gonna get himself killed today. And you, mister, you better get your horse and ride out of town fast. Why, you... I hope so, Tonto.
the job? All fixed up?
I told the doc to do an extra special job on him. Got to take good care of my employees.
We're sorry about you, brother, son. But you know, a man just can't live with bitterness like that.
We've got a big job ahead of us here, Clint. I'm very glad you're going to be part of it.
And you're going to have a lot of friends from now on, too.
And you know something, Ed? I think I know who's going to head the list. The Lone Ranger.
I see you, you see me, how pleasant this feeling, the moment you hold me. I missed you, I'm sorry, I've given what I have, I showed you, I'm sorry. The ashes fall slowly as your voice consoles me. As the hours pass, I will let you know that I need to ask before I'm alone how it feels to rest on your patient lips to eternal bliss. I'm so glad to know as the hours pass.
Land were patrolled by only a few lawmen. An outbreak of crime, violence, or corruption could occur at any time. That's why the Lone Ranger and Tonto were on the move again. They never knew where they might be needed next. Whether it took them in hot pursuit of desperate outlaws whose bullets sought to cut them down, or set them chasing after evil men who strove to harm the innocent, or flung them into violent personal battle where each fight could be the last. And even on days of quiet, they could never be sure of what lay ahead. Now they were on their way to look in on the Ranger's old friend, Sheriff Bates.
Adios, Sheriff. It was good to see you again. Nice throw, Tonto.
Me think maybe desperate criminal come out back door of jail, Kimasabi.
There are no outlaws in that jail.
And Sheriff Bates not need our help?
He told me there hasn't been an outbreak of crime in this town in nearly 3 months. Not since we helped him capture the Lacey gang.
What we do then? Move on to next town?
Yeah, there are plenty of outlaws that aren't in jail. It's up to us to find them. Let's go.
No use, Kimasabi. This water hole dry up many days ago.
Well, I had no idea we had such arid land to cross.
Sun beat down plenty hot. Look like it not rain here in many months. Maybe glad when we get back to river country.
Tonto, that little lizard doesn't seem to mind the heat. He probably likes it here.
You give me a thick skin like that, Kimasabi, me not mind it either.
All right, we'll head for the stagecoach road. There probably is a water hole there.
Gunfire come from over here, Kimasabi.
The stagecoach is due through here just about now.
Nearest town 200 miles away. No outlaw gang way out here.
There is one gang, the McKeevers. They specialize in committing crimes as far from civilization as possible. That's why the law has never caught up with them. But maybe we can. Come on.
Now it's you McKeevers again, eh? That's right, Buckskin. It's us McKeevers again. Come on, now hand it over. How come you're always picking on me? This is the third time this year.
Why not? You're such easy pickings.
Well, who wouldn't be? All by myself and way out here miles from nowhere. All right, Buckskin. We'll see you soon again. Come
We heard shots. What happened?
3 other owl hoots already beat you to it, mister. They got the gold shipment.
We not outlaws. We friends.
Yeah? Is that why he's wearing the mask?
Don't let this mask fool you. It's on the side of the law and always will be. Now, who are those men and which way they head?
Yeah, I reckon they ain't got nothing to lose, trusting you. It was the McKeevers. 2 brothers and a nephew. They headed north for them hills.
Tonto, we have a good chance of running them down. They haven't had much of a head start. Are you all right to drive the coach to the next stage stop?
Joe Briggs's place? Yeah, I reckon so. Not that he'd be much help. No doctors around.
He'll get you in shape. When you get into town, tell the sheriff to get the jail ready. We're going to try to bring in the McKeevers. Good luck. They left the trail here.
The track's still fresh, Kimasabi. They're not far ahead.
They obviously aren't expecting anyone to follow them so soon, or they'd taken time to cover up their trail.
If we ride fast, we maybe catch up with them before it gets dark.
Tonto, they know this country better than we do. We expect to take them by surprise. We'd better be extremely careful. Let's go.
Now, ain't that a pretty sight?
Shouldn't we keep going, Uncle Seth? All this money, they're liable to send someone after us.
Oh, how can they, Chris? That driver won't be seeing anyone for days. Except maybe old Joe Briggs. He can't even get out of his cabin, though. He's all crippled up with the rheumatism. Now we camp here for tonight, head for the border tomorrow.
I'll get some grub. Chris, get some wood for a fire, will you?
All right, Uncle March.
This is the place. The trail leads into that hollow.
Get the eats going. I'm near starved.
It'll be along directly. I'm not expecting company, Kimasabi.
Hold on, McKeever. You two. Stay where you are. Watch out, my bullets won't miss you. Keep them covered, Tonto. The other one's getting away. On your feet, McKeever. Get their guns, Tonto, and we'll tie them up.
Well, I don't get it. Masked man working on the side of the law.
There's a lot you don't get, McKeever. Maybe when you're in jail, you'll understand things better.
Jail? That's what you're aiming to do. Try to put us in jail, huh?
We're not only going to try, we're going to succeed.
Mister, do you know how far it is to the nearest town?
I know.
At least 5 days' journey. You know, a lot can happen in 5 days.
The law tried to take us in before, but it ain't never succeeded.
No, and it never will. There ain't a lawman living don't deserve to have his head blown off.
You're pretty young to hate the law that much, son.
Why shouldn't I hate it? It killed my mother and father.
I can't believe that.
Well, the boy's telling the truth. You know, we was real law-abiding once. Respectable farmers. Owned our own land. Me and Ward and my brother Luke.
Till the law moved in and killed Luke and his wife?
Must be more to it than that.
Oh, yeah, a lot more to it than that. Some crooks pulled a hold-up near our farm. They came over and forced us to give them shelter. The law come after them. There was a gunfight. When the fight was over, Chris's ma and pa was dead.
I see. That was a terrible tragedy, son. But can't you see the lawmen were just doing their duty? If they'd let them escape, there might have been a lot more innocent people killed.
Yeah? Tell that to my mother and father in their graves.
You did a good job bringing him up so full of hate.
You bet I have. We've been getting even with the law for 6 years. We're going to keep on getting even with it.
Is that what you want, son? To spend the rest of your life running away from the law?
I'm doing all right. It's you who's going to be in trouble.
You know, I sort of get a kick out of this law trying to take us in. But I'm going to give you a warning, mister. Don't you or your friend never take your eyes off us. Not for 1 second. Don't dare go to sleep. Don't ever trust us. Not once. Because sooner or later, we're going to turn the tables on you. Sooner or later, we're going to kill you.
wrong, McKeever?
Nothing. Just admiring the view. Still over 100 miles to the nearest town. Good 3 days trip. It's too bad none of us will ever get there.
You're wrong. We'll all get there. Now get moving.
You drink coffee fast. We not waste time.
Oh, don't make him wolf it in and give him a bellyache. Thanks, it's real good of you.
Keep them covered, Tom.
Do something, will you? That snake poison spreads fast. Don't let me lie here and die.
I'll have to cut the wound and get the poison out. Tonto, make a tourniquet.
What about these two, Kimasabi?
Your brother's going to die if we don't give him immediate attention. Do I have your promise that you and your nephew won't break away from here while we're taking care of him?
Sure, mister. We'll promise you anything. Anything you want.
We not trust this one, Kimasabi.
Neither do I, Tonto. You better keep him covered. You, come over here.
Hurry up, will you? That snake poison's spreading fast.
You want to save his life?
Yes.
I'm going to take a chance that you're not as cold-blooded as your uncle. You know how to make a tourniquet?
Yes.
We'll make one. All right, now grit your teeth. This is going to hurt. You did a good job. Without your help, I couldn't have saved his life. Now put out your hands. I'll have to tie you up again. It's too bad you're so set on being an outlaw. With capable hands like yours, you might have become a doctor.
You know, that was a real stupid thing for you to do, mister. You should let him die, and the odds would have been even. 2 against 2. You'd have stood a better chance of taking us in.
That's not the way the law works, McKeever. But I guess that's something you never taught your nephew, did you? What's the matter, Ward?
I just can't go no farther. Too sick.
We better camp here for the night. Chris, give me a hand with your uncle.
McKeever, get off horse. Get over there.
Is he going to be all right?
Well, I hope so. But thanks to your uncle, we had to wait too long before I could help him.
Mister, why did you do it?
Well, what do you mean?
Well, like Uncle Seth said, it's been a lot easier for you and the Indian if you'd let him die.
It's the duty of every lawman to save lives, not to take them.
Then why did the lawman kill my folks?
Chris, sometimes a tragedy like that can't be avoided. The lawman kills because he has to, not because he wants to.
Chris.
What is it, Uncle Seth?
It's real smart of you helping an ass man with your Uncle Ward. Made him trust you.
Yeah, guess it did.
Now we gotta turn that trust against him.
What do you mean?
I figured out a way to get him. But you gotta set the trap for me, Chris.
I do? How?
Tomorrow we reach Canyon Creek. Now the masked man and the Indian, they're gonna have a hard time finding a safe place to cross. You're gonna tell them the safest place of all.
Where?
Devil's Point.
Uncle Seth, there's nothing there but quicksand. Whoever's leading's a goner for sure.
Yeah, we know it's either the masked man or the Indian that's gonna lead us.
But Uncle Seth, they did save Uncle Ward's life.
Oh, sure, they saved his life so he can go back to town and die at the end of a rope like the rest of us. These are lawmen, boy. Same kind of people that killed your ma and pa. You forgetting that?
No, I ain't forgetting.
All right, you gonna tell him Devil's Point?
All right, Uncle Seth. Devil's Point.
Tonto.
Yes, Kimasabi.
McKeever's all right?
Me not take eyes out.
I thought I heard whispering. They might be up to something.
They make move, me shoot plenty fast.
Yeah, well, I hope it won't come to that. Something about that boy I think is worth saving.
Him listen to Uncle too much. You not have chance to talk sense into him.
Sometimes talk is less effective than action.
What you mean?
You treat a boy like a criminal. He may behave like one. But if you show him you think he's honorable, he may try to be honorable.
Plenty big risk to take.
With a boy like Chris, I think it's worth taking.
Hope you're right, Kimitami.
Better get back on guard.
This bad place to try and cross, Kimitami.
I know, Tonto. We've got to get across as fast. He needs medical attention, more than we can give him.
I know a good, safe place to cross.
McKeever, I wouldn't trust any recommendation you made. Son, you know this river fairly well.
Yes.
Is there a safe place near here where we can cross?
Yes, there's a good safe place. It's about a half-mile downstream. It's called Devil's Point.
All right, let's move on.
How is Uncle Ward?
Not good. We'll let him rest.
Boy, tell truth, Kimitami. River plenty shallow here. Look like good place to cross. Me make sure.
McKeever, come over here.
You're one of the most suspicious men I ever met.
It's men like you that made me that way.
That's just like the boy said. Safe place to cross.
Kimitami! Quicksand!
Yeah, a real safe place.
Son, I didn't think you could be as rotten as your uncle. I hoped there'd been a little decency left in you. Hold on, Tonto. I'll get you out.
Yeah, mister, how? You know, you're in a pickle. You don't help your friend fast, he's gonna be dead. If you do help him, you're gonna have to take the gun off us. Chris and me ain't gonna stick around to see how you make out.
You planned this very cleverly, McKeever.
Yeah.
But you can't win.
And how do you plan on saving the Indian?
This gun is loaded. If you don't get Tonto out of there, I'll finish off the both of you.
Come on, Uncle Seth. We gotta help him like he says.
Nah, he's just bluffing. It's a lawman's bluff. See, lawmen, they gotta live by a code of decency. They can't shoot anybody unless in self-defense. He's not gonna pull that trigger unless we give him cause. Meantime, your friend's sinking deeper and deeper. Of course, there is one way you could save your friend's life.
What's that?
Untie our hands, turn your guns over to Chris and me. We'll help you pull the Indian out. You save your friend, we get our freedom. Now, that's a fair exchange, isn't it?
You know I can't trust you, McKeever.
Well, what's your choice? Watching the Indian die?
You're right. I have no choice. I trusted you once and made a bad mistake. Now I'm going to try again. This time I hope you'll make your uncle live up to his promise.
What about me, mister?
Now, let's get Tonto out of there. We'll need some branches.
Steady, Tonto! Come on!
Hurry up, Uncle Seth. If he sinks any deeper, we'll never get him out.
Stay put, boy, stay put.
But you promised.
Sure, I promised. I'd have promised anything to put a bullet in that masked man. Now they're both gonna die. First him, then the Indian.
No!
You gone crazy, boy?
You said you were going to help him. That's exactly what you're going to do.
But so you could put us both in jail? Not on your life.
You taught me to live by your code, Uncle Seth, not by his. And I will shoot you if I have to. Now you help him. I said help him.
All right, Chris, take it easy.
Grab it, Tonto! Hurry, McKeever! Hurry! McKeever!
You all right now, Tonto?
Me fine now, Kimitami.
Chris, I'm glad you didn't let me down this time. Thanks. Now I'll take my guns.
I'm sorry, mister. I can't let you have them just yet.
What do you mean?
You saved my Uncle Ward's life. I figured I owed you one. But I owe something to my Uncle Seth, too. He's my blood kin. He's looked after me all these years.
What's he made of you? A hunted criminal.
I know he's done a lot of things wrong. And so have I. But I can't let you take him in.
That's right, boy, that's right.
Don't trust him, Chris. Believe me.
Look, Chris, this is one time the masked man's wrong. Blood's thicker than water. You know that. I'll do anything you say.
Then help Uncle Ward on his horse so we can get away from here.
Why, sure, boy, sure. You're a soft-hearted fool, boy. Now they're both gonna die.
No!
son.
Nicked me in the shoulder. I reckon I'll live to serve out my jail term. How long do you think it'll be?
You saved our lives just now. You proved there was more good in you than bad. That's something Tonto and I will tell the judge. Now, let's take a look at that shoulder.
McKeever brothers look plenty good behind bars, Kimasabi.
Yeah, they won't be causing trouble for a long, long time.
What about Boy? You think him stay on right side of law when him get out of prison?
I'm sure he will, Tonto. He's had a bad start in life. He's learned his lesson. I don't believe he'll make the same mistake.
I feel good to help Boy like Chris.
It always feels good to steer a man from wrong to right. Let's get him out of it.
It's all your fault, kid. We'll be lucky if we don't spend the rest of our lives here.
Maybe it's no more than we deserve. We've hurt a lot of people in our time.
That masked man. Someday I'm going to get him. Sooner or later, I'm going to get him.
A lot of outlaws have tried that, Uncle Seth. None of them have ever succeeded. You see, he happens to be the Lone Ranger.
Hail Silver! Away!
Why we stop here, Kimasabi?
Tonto, don't you recognize this area?
It's been many years since we ride this way. That road leads to Tylerville.
That's right. Roy Hillman's hometown.
I wonder how Hillman gets along since him released from prison.
I've been wondering the same thing. It's been over a month now.
You think him go straight from now on?
I'm sure he will. That is, if he's allowed to.
What do you mean?
Tonto, it's hard for a small town like Tylerville to accept an ex-convict back. The townspeople can learn to trust Hillman, forget about his past, and everything will be all right.
And if I'm not able to forget?
Let's drop in on Roy, see how he's getting along.
I think that's a good idea, Kimasabi.
Let's go.
I'm a law-abiding man, and I don't aim to allow no ex-bank robber to settle down in this that'll be $1 even, Miss Guthrie. Thank you. There you are. Well, I ain't seen you around for 3-4 days, Hillman. I kind of figured you might have left town.
No, I'm still here, Mr. Lacey.
You're the stubborn type, ain't you?
I'd like a sack of flour.
Fresh out.
How about a pound of coffee?
Nope.
Lacey, I ought to...
You ought to what, jailbird?
Sorry I'm so clumsy. There are your packages, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Hillman.
Yes, ma'am.
This fella annoying you, Miss Tyler?
Annoying me, Mr. Lacey? Certainly not.
All right, jailbird. On your way.
Miss Tyler?
Yes, Mr. Hillman. We mustn't block the store entrance, must we?
Well, did you see that Miss Tyler talking to that jailbird?
I don't think you're very wise to do that, Miss Tyler. Lacey's just the sort of a man who'll spread this all over town.
Let him. I never did care much what this town thinks, Mr. Hillman. The truth is, I've been wanting to talk to you for a long time. It's made me sick inside to see the way the people have been treating you. I feel as though I should apologize for the whole town, and particularly for my brother.
You're very kind.
I suppose you know it's Jess who's kept everyone stirred up.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
It can be a terrible thing to live in a town named after your father, Mr. Hillman. Sometimes Jess thinks of Tylerville as a private estate, a family trust. He thinks he has the right to decide who should be allowed to settle here and who shouldn't.
Well, I don't know whether he has the right to or not, but I'm beginning to feel he has the power.
Don't let him beat you, Mr. Hillman. Don't let him.
I'll try not.
Speaking of the devil.
Get away from my sister, jailbird.
Bye, Mr. Hillman.
Just a minute. Maybe this town hasn't made its position clear yet, Hillman. Tylerville is a respectable place, and you aren't good enough to live in it. I recommend you leave by the end of the week.
Well, now I'll tell you, Tyler.
Mr. Tyler,
jailbird.
I said I'd tell you, Tyler.
Hold it! Hold it! Get out of my way, Sheriff!
I said hold it, Jess. Unless you want to be booked for disturbing the peace.
Better have someone look after that lip, son. There's a doctor over at Twin Springs.
No, I'm all right. I ought to kill you for that, Tyler.
There goes a man you ought to jail, Sheriff. There ain't none of us safe with him running around loose.
I wouldn't worry about it, Jonah. I got a hunch he won't be around very long. He didn't much like the whip.
And I suppose you're proud of using it.
You're a fine one to talk about pride. Lacey told me how you were carrying on with Hillman.
No doubt you disapprove, brother.
As long as you're living under my roof, Missy, you'd better...
Then I'll stop living under your roof. I'll move out this afternoon.
You'll what?
There are plenty of boarding houses. No doubt Mrs. Grant's mates with your high moral standards.
Got a lot of fire, that girl. And being so upset and all, I think it's best to call off that school board meeting tonight, Jess.
We'll call off nothing. She'll calm down. Meeting be at my place at 8, same as always.
All right, I'll see you.
You know, you ought to be careful of Hillman, Jess. He sounded as if he really meant it when he threatened to kill you. And remember, you haven't had a gun in your hand in years.
I can take care of myself. I've still got that cap and ball pistol in the attic. And this.
I don't want to talk about it anymore, Jess.
We never used to argue like this, Annie. And what are we arguing over now? A convict, a bank robber.
A human being. What's happened to you, Jess? What's made you so righteous, so sure you're fit to throw the first stone? It's dangerous to play God, Jess.
Don't blaspheme. I've been thinking of the town. Nothing else. I want to see it grow. Maybe even be the capital someday. That's why it has to be a clean town, not a hangout for ex-convicts. What's to prevent Hillman from robbing again? He did it once.
He served his sentence, paid his debt. Who are you to ask him to go on paying forever? Oh, Jess.
Anne, are you in love with that man?
I hardly know him. How can I be in love with him? Of course I'm not in love with him.
Anne! Anne, it's getting late. Sun will be down soon. Why don't
Goodbye, Jess. Giddy up.
Anne! Listen! Anne!
What's made you so righteous? So sure you're fit to throw the first stone? It's dangerous to play God, Jess.
Doctor. I gotta get to the doctor.
Savvy, man on horseback come down road.
Who's there?
Friends, Roy.
I knew I recognized that voice. Come on in. Hello, Tonto. How are you?
Me fine, Roy. Nice to see you again.
Well, what are you two doing here in Tylerville?
Well, we're on our way to Texas and thought we'd drop by to see how you were getting along.
You plan on making trip?
Well, yes. As a matter of fact, I get pretty tired of this neck of the woods.
Folks been giving you trouble, Roy?
Folks giving me trouble? Why? What's the sense of my lying to you? Sure, they've been giving me trouble, plenty of trouble. Gets worse every day. Can't get a job, no credit, nothing. See, when my father died, he left me this place, and I'd like to stay here, but I can't if I can't get a job and pay the taxes. There's still one way I can get money.
It wasn't a very intelligent remark, Roy.
When a man gets to the end of his rope, he ceases to be intelligent. I can't stand up to the whole town.
Maybe not. But you, Tonto, and I can certainly talk reason to one man.
One man? What do you mean?
A long time ago, I learned an important fact about intolerance. No one's born with it. It has to be taught. Now, who's the teacher here?
I see what you mean. Yes, the man you want is named Jess Tyler.
I don't believe I know him.
Well, his family founded this town. Got a lot of influence. Kind of a guy who never makes a mistake himself and can't stand anybody who does.
Where does this Tyler live?
The other side of town.
We should be able to be over...
Hold it. Now reach. All of you. Get Hillman's gun belt. You two, put him on the table.
Sheriff, what's this all about?
Yeah, from the looks of that carpetbag, Hillman, we got her just in time.
What?
I take it we're under arrest, Sheriff. Are we allowed to know the charge?
You sure are, mister. It's murder.
Murder?
And the victim's name?
Jess Tyler. Yes. And from the way his house looked, you must have had a fight on your hands, Hillman.
I haven't been near Tyler's house.
You deny you threatened him?
Oh, no, but...
What'd you do with the body, Hillman?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you mind, Sheriff, we took a look at Tyler's place? We might find some evidence there as to what happened.
Why not? We can take Hillman's confession there as well as any other place. Now get moving. You might even think of where you hid the body on the way over there.
Ah, I see you got him. Easy as falling off a lawn.
Just a minute. Where do you think you're going?
There's a bullet hole in the floor, Sheriff. A little digging may tell us what kind of a gun was used.
You're just chock full of ideas, ain't you?
Why don't we get rid of his mask, Sheriff? No telling how many wanted posters you got on this character. All right, mister. Off with it.
Sorry, Sheriff, but the mask remains on.
Lacey, help the gentleman.
Now then, mister, let's see what you look like.
Tonto, bring the gun.
I'm sorry, mister. I got no choice. I gotta get away or they'll railroad me for sure.
Running away never solved anything, Roy. You've got to go back and face them.
What?
The town's got to see that you're not afraid of justice and the truth. Only a guilty man would run away. You're not guilty, Roy. What do you say?
All right, mister, let's go.
And I swear to uphold the laws of Polk County and the town of Tylerville. So help me. Now say I do.
I do.
All right, you're all deputies. Now get that posse going.
Let's go, men.
Sheriff. Sheriff, I just heard. Is it true? Is Jess dead?
Well, now, Ann...
Tell me the truth. Did Roy Hillman kill my brother?
No, we didn't, Miss Tyler. Draw, Sheriff.
You got a lot of nerve coming back here to Tylerville. I suppose your pal's about halfway to Mexico by now.
No, Sheriff, I'm right here.
Hillman.
I'm sorry about the fight, Sheriff, but I couldn't let your friend remove my mask. We had no intention of running away from justice.
In time, justice proved that Tillman not killed Tyler.
The Tonto and I are not outlaws.
Tonto? Is your name Tonto?
That's right, miss.
Sheriff.
Wait a minute. Masked man and rides a white horse. Let me see one of your bullets, mister. Sure. It's silver. Why didn't you tell me about this before? I've heard a lot about you.
I didn't think you were in the mood to listen to explanations, Sheriff.
You think Hillman didn't kill Jess Tyler?
I'm not sure anyone killed Tyler. There has to be a body to prove murder.
Yes, but everybody knows it.
Were your accusations based on fact or on prejudice? You're a lawman, Sheriff. You know that a man is innocent until proved guilty.
Something's happened to this town, mister. Something ugly. And I'm not proud of it.
What about you, Ann? Do you think I killed Jess?
No, I don't.
All right, mister, what now?
I'd like to do a little investigating on my own. That is, if the sheriff will agree.
Sure, I'll agree. I'll still have to hold this young fellow, though.
Where do you aim to start?
At Jess Tyler's house. You'd better wait here, Tonto.
I'll go with you. Any luck, mister?
Miss Tyler, what sort of a gun did your brother own?
I'm not sure.
Was it an old-fashioned cap and ball pistol?
Well, yes. Yes, it was, but how did you know? Is that bullet from Jess's gun?
Well, it's from an old-fashioned gun. There are very few around today.
Are you trying to say that Jess might have shot himself?
I think it's possible.
He was terribly upset when I left, but...
Miss Tyler. Is this a picture of your brother?
Yes. It was taken about 3 months ago.
Miss Tyler, where's the nearest doctor's office?
In Twin Springs, but...
And that's it. We saw your brother this evening. His leg was bandaged. He was heading for Twin Springs.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
I knew that Mr. Hillman couldn't have committed a murder. And when Jess comes home tomorrow...
Bad news, Kimasabi.
What is it, Tonto?
Man named Lacey find out Hillman in jail. Townspeople form lynch mob.
No.
Sheriff hold off mob now, but not know for how long.
There's only one thing to do. We've got to produce Jess Tyler.
I know exactly where the doctor's office is. Let me ride to Twin Springs.
All right, Miss Tyler. Tonto and I'll go back to the jail. I can't tell you how important it is that you hurry. Good luck.
Who is it?
Ranger and Tonto.
It's a masked man.
How's everything?
Never so glad to see anyone in my life. How'd it go?
Apparently Tyler shot himself by accident. He's on his way to Twin Springs to a doctor. Ann's on her way there now.
Sheriff, this is Ed Lacey. We know you've got Hillman in there, so you might as well let us have him.
Well, you got courage enough to come here and join us against this mob. I guess I got courage enough to go out there and talk to him.
Now listen to me, all of you. I just got word that Jess Tyler is still alive. He accidentally shot himself. He's over at the doctor's office in Twin Springs.
Who brought the word, Sheriff? That masked hombre in there? He's just as guilty as Hillman. Let's bring them all up.
Yeah. Come on, man. Here we What makes good men turn into a lynch mob? Can you tell me that, mister?
Fear, Sheriff. Bigotry, cowardice.
Why don't you men clear out? They don't want you, and I don't stand a chance.
Would you clear out, Roy, if the tables were turned?
You think Ann found Tyler?
Just give her time.
Jess Tyler was a good man. None better. Are we going to let his murderers get away with it? No! No!
I'll try firing over their heads.
That was a warning. Here's another. The first man that tries to break into this office gets a bullet for his pains.
Well, that seems to have calmed them down a little bit.
Question is, how long will the calm last?
Look, Ann's never gonna make it. She's had more than enough time to get to Twin Springs and back.
You want me to break out, Kimasabi, and go to Twin Springs?
Never get through that crowd, Tonto.
Jay, you and Ralph get a battering ram. We'll show them.
Sheriff, bring your keys. Roy, you're not going to die without a chance to defend yourself. Open the cell.
Now make way for the ram. Come on.
This look like the end, Kimasabi.
Keep faith, Tonto.
There we are. Everybody grab a hold. Y'all ready now, men? Yep. All together now. One more now. Come on now, one. Wait! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it, Lazy! Well, yes, you're alive. Of course I'm alive. Come on, get out of here, all of you. Come on. We got no business here. No business. Yes, no. Come on. Let's get out of here.
Everything is gonna be all right. All right.
What more can I say? I only hope that you stay in Tylerville for many years to come.
Thanks, Jess. I'd like.
I've learned my lesson, mister, thanks to you.
No thanks to me, Mr. Tyler. But I think you can see now what sort of a disease intolerance really is. It's a sickness that hurts the persecutor as badly as the persecuted.
It won't happen again. You have my word for it.
I'm sure it won't. Well, it's time that Tonto and I were on our way. Adios, friends.
I hate to see them go.
Oh, they'll be back, Ann, whenever they're needed. You can always depend on them, because they're Tonto and the Lone Ranger.